PS2 mini games.
Hello my friends and welcome back to another episode of PS2 mini games. A very chill episode if you will. Today's episode is going to have a mixture of a lot of small things. Main event is the eBay lot I bought about 2 to 3 weeks ago. Once again got a good price on what I got. But there will be a lot of small little extras. As you see behind me, literally knocking on wood, I've got some more wood. We're going to build a 4th shelving unit. We've got to that point. I'm going to film this one just to show you how I do it. It's not that hard. It's quite simple. The measuring and keeping the shelves flat is probably the main issue. That and not building things on a slant. That's the first one, by the way. I've learned from my mistakes. The last one I built, the small one, actually is probably the best one by far. I'm actually really impressed with that one. So as you can see right here, over the last month we've collected all these games. You've seen it all in one of the videos in the last month. I've run out of room to file, so I'm going to need really to build another unit. But the good thing is, once I build this unit, that's going to be another unit that holds about 400 games. So I won't have to build a unit for at least 2 to 3 to 4 months. So that'll be quite a good win. As you can see right here, this is the DVD rack I bought from that charity shop from Lowestoft about 3 weeks ago. Just for a little funsies, from now on I'm going to put my top 40 most expensive games in this rack, from obviously top to bottom, left to right. And we can basically see fluctuating prices as they go along. Obviously I'll do it this episode, so I'll cut out and obviously fill this in. We'll come back to it. But that's another small thing. Also, one of my friends made a great point. He said, some of the people watching these videos don't actually know what games I actually need, which is an amazingly good point, because unless you watched episode 2 where I went through all my games and kept up, you're not going to know what I need and what I don't need. So from now on for each episode, I'm going to pick basically a letter, obviously start from numbers all the way through, and go through the games I'm really looking for at the moment. Shockingly enough, the numbered games, I only need like 5 or 6 of them before I haven't got to look for any more numbered games ever again. So that's kind of handy. You might have guessed this already, but let me just move this backboard. You might have guessed that the S is by far the most popularly used first letter in any game. Literally half this rack is S games. M is also quite a popular letter which games start with. Maybe because there were so many Medal of Honor games, obviously MotoGP games, Midnight games, Mortal Kombat, Monopoly, Madden. A lot of franchises begin with M on the PS2. So another one of those things. Also, not in this video, but in the future, I will be going through a quick filming again and see what we actually got and what we haven't got. Because since I started this, we have added at least 100 games since I started this channel. So, which is awesome, because that's the whole point of this channel, to try and complete this PS2 collection. I will say that I think I mentioned in the last episode, we are now getting to that point where there's still quite a lot of cheap shovelware games, but we're now getting halfway to that point where half the games I need are over £20 or more, but most of the games are obscure games. I still need FIFA 13 and 14. Those 2 games are going to be hard to find. Not as hard as the PES football, or Pro Evolution Soccer, if you will. They're ridiculously hard to find, and ridiculously expensive too, for football games, or soccer games. They're going to be a colossal pisser, quite frankly. I'm just buying that joke from Airplane. What a pisser. Small tidbits. For instance, Scooby-Doo. There's about 6 Scooby-Doo games. One of them's worth 28 quid. I have no idea why. I'm assuming it's a rare game. I'll find out when I actually get a copy. SingStar, obviously, most of them literally practically worthless. I only need about 4 or 5 of them left, but as you can imagine, we've got 5, 10. We've got about 16 SingStar games here already, so they made a lot of money off SingStar. Anyway, I'm getting seriously sidetracked. So anyway, getting to the game collecting portion of this episode. First of all, before the eBay lot, I got a couple of donations from a good friend Dan the Games Man. He occasionally goes to Norwich Recycling Centre. You'll be shocked the amount of people just throw away games at Norwich Recycling Centre that are actually worth, well, not worth something, but worth more than, they're not worthless, they're £10 each kind of thing. These 2 are pretty much worthless, but it's these 2 I need. SingStar Anthems and SingStar Motown. Combined, I'll be paying like 5 or 6 quid in CEX. So that's like £6 saved. So thank you, Dan. Also, it's actually getting hard to find some of these SingStar games. I don't know why they're getting more obscure and more rare, because they sold in like the hundreds of thousands. They did really well, each copy. Motown. Yeah, Motown sounds pretty cool though. I will positively say this right now, I think I said it before, I will never ever play a SingStar game. That's not my bag, baby. That's just not the way it is. That's not the way it works. So we'll move those two aside for now, because we need to move on to the main event, that is the eBay lot. Bear me a second. So this eBay lot I bought about 3 weeks ago. I got it for £70. I wasn't even looking for this. I was just casually scrolling through eBay, and with 10 minutes to go I spotted this. And I was like, okay, that's pretty cheap. Let's just keep watching. So I put in like a casual bid and said, let's go 70 quid, because this should go for more than 70 quid. Let's see what, and I won. It's like, oh, okay, that's a win. So anyway, there was only 13 games in this. There's only 13 games in this job lot, but the quality of the games are pretty good. But there was 3 games I actually needed, and the 3 games alone actually paid for the whole. How to put it? The 3 games alone combined cost more than £70 at CEX. So not only did I get basically pay what I should be paying, but I got well, my mathematics is suffering today. But I got 10 more games that I actually didn't pay a penny for, theoretically, that I can always trade in the CEX or sell on eBay. Mostly I'm going to try eBay first, because sometimes getting cash instead of a trade-in value is just more. It makes the life better, if you know what I mean. So we're going to go through. These are all games that I don't need, but I got in the job lot. So we'll just go through the ones. Obviously, Getaway is practically worthless these days. 2 to 3 quid. iToy Play literally is worthless. When I actually get to that iToy episode, we're going to tell that one a new one. Obviously, Gran Turismo A-Spec, another worthless game. That's Theme Park World. That was reasonably good back in the day, but that's aged like last week's curry. Now we're getting some decent games that are actually worth a small amount of money that I already have. Well, except that, good lord, my fingers, my body's just not working today, guys. Final Fantasy X2, already got that, obviously. I'm curious to see where the big sticker came from. Oh, Game Station. Wow, that's a really, that's nostalgia. Many American people who are watching this episode, Game Station used to be a games shop in the UK. They went out of business over 10 years ago, like a long time ago. Yeah, anyway, so the next 5 games are actually worth something or actually aren't cheap. Street Fighter, well, not the good Street Fighter. Street Fighter EX3, that's like an £8 game these days. Is it a good game? For fight, it's alright. It's alright. It's a decent game. It's a decent game. You can play it. It's playable. Is it a fighting game I go back to? Hell no. If I had to play it, I'll play it. I'll be game for it. But Bomberman Kart. This is an expensive game these days. I've already got this, but I think you got to pay like £20 upwards for this at CEX. So that's getting that pretty much free is awesome. It's really weird. There's only 2 Bomberman games on PS2. One was a kart game, and one was Bomberman Hardball, which is it's a weird game too. But Bomberman Kart is actually kind of expensive. Made by Hudson, underrated games manufacturer, if you will. They've been around since the NES. They've been around for a long time, Hudson. The original Blood Rain. Decent game. I know I've been a big fan of the Blood Rain games. Obviously, we can't go any further without speaking about the Blood Rain film. One of the terrible films made by Uwe Boll. Dear God, the acting in that is awful. It's one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life. I mean, do not watch Blood Rain. It is quite possibly the worst gaming film ever. That and Alone in the Dark, another Uwe Boll film. Also a truly terrible film. Oh my God. The Bouncer. A genuinely good game. Already got it, so that's going on eBay. And this game, he doesn't actually know this yet, but I'm giving this to Dan the Games Man, because I know he wants this. And you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of thing, Dan. You know this already. Good friend in real life, but yeah, he doesn't know. He's going to find this out in the video. Yeah, I'll be giving you that very shortly, Dan. Right, so anyway, they're the games that I'm going to sale back on eBay. But the 3 games I got, I didn't buy a lot for this game, but I actually do need this game. Aqua Retrits 2. I have no idea what this game's all about. It looks kind of cute. It looks kind of Japanese. I'm actually kind of intrigued. I know it involves bombs, rainbows and such. I'm getting a weird like bomb, like bubble vibe from this. I don't know why. Probably got nothing to do with bubble. But the next 2 games alone made the job lot easily worth it. Beautiful Joe 2. Forgive me for this. 10 to the go, baby! I think that's the phrase. If not, I'm a terrible human being. That is an expensive game. That's like £20. Also, the Beautiful Joe franchise. Awesome franchise made by Capcom. I'm genuinely sad they didn't make it like a 3rd game. If they did, I'm out of touch, reality. Very good games. Is the GameCube version better? Probably. But the GameCube versions, like every GameCube game, is infinitely more expensive. I love how franchises that were loved back in the day, somehow like 20 years later, Dixie gained value because people are just like, you know, that was a good franchise. It's like all the Dreamcast love in the last 2 weeks have been thrown at me. It's like, yes, it was a good gaming system, but the competition was just better. So it's one of those things. But the last game, and this game I've wanted for some time, and this actually was on my OLL top 10 list, Castlevania. Yes. That is a £40 game anywhere. Beautiful Joe and Castlevania alone is like £60 or £65. I can't remember what the price is. So this whole job lot, if you're going to go see it, would cost over £100. It really would. So it was a win. It was a good job lot win. Plus, I finally got Castlevania. Obviously, it's a game of, I can't remember what the name of it is. It's more expensive, but I got the first one. And obviously, any kind of Castlevania Konami game is awesome. Apart from the N64 games, those 2 were awful. You know, N64 wasn't. I still love that game from the N64 console. Had awesome games, but there were some franchises that tried to jump to 3D and died a horrible death. Castlevania, Mega Man. So most, not all, most of the 3D Mega Man games are awful. Some of them are decent. We'll get to that in the future. Anyway, that is the eBay job lot for this episode, but we're not done. We're not done. Let's move on to top 40 expensive games I actually own. I will be back in a second after I filed this because you've probably got better things to do than watch me just pick games for like 10 minutes.
1 hour later, 2 hours later, 3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
So I'm back after doing the calculating the mathematics. So these are my top 40 games as of the moment. So Kingsfield 5, that's a £95 game. I did pay £100 for it about a month and a half ago, but I didn't mind losing £5 on it. Silent Hill Origins, that came. So there was an eBay lot about a year and a half ago. I paid £550 for it, which is a lot of money, but I did the mathematics. It was a lot of games, and it would have cost me about 1,200 quid. In that job lot, I got Silent Hill Origins, Silent Hill Origins, Steamboat Chronicles, Harry Potter, Silent Hill 2, 3, 4, Shadow Hills Covenant, Persona 4 I got in that job lot, Space Channel 5 I got in that job lot. I mean, I got a lot of expensive games in one go. It's one of those cases where someone sells their collection. Is like, I literally went hard in on that one, and that to this day that's one of my best buys in gaming. Anyway, back to this. Persona 3, that was in a different job lot. In that job lot I got Armored Core 3. So I think I paid like 180 quid for that, but those 2 games alone, like combined, is 140 quid, and I got a lot of other games in that job lot too. Obviously, all 4 hacks. It's been documented in one of Dan's videos. That was the first time I was actually on YouTube. That was the gaming market in Doncaster about 2 months ago. That was about 3 weeks before I started this channel with Dave. So if you want to watch me on camera, go watch that video. Yakuza 2, obviously a very good game, £55. Dragon Ball Z, from my original childhood collection, that's still for 50 quid. Metal Slug Anthology, awesome game. Castlevania literally got it literally from the job lot I've just shown off today. The best fighting game of all time, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Fight me, I don't care. That's my opinion. By the way, when we get to that top 10 PS2 fighting games, they might change, because there's one game I'm playing at the moment that's coming very close to it, but this will be in one of the top 2. Just telling it right now. Obviously, Fire Pro Wrestling returns. That's a really rare game, but it's gone down in value, like from 50 quid to like 38 quid. I'm disappointed. Obviously, Space Channel 5 is a weird game. Art of Fighting Anthology, got that in Huntington. Both digital Devil Saga 1 and 2 are worth pretty much the same. It's hilarious. Toy Story 3, £30, I think. Actually, a lot of these games are now worth £30. Contra, Bomberman Kart. Literally, when I bought this 4 months ago, that was worth £18. Now it's worth £30. It's literally close to double the price in 4 months. It's hilarious. King of Fighters Maximum Impact 2. Then we're now getting below 30. Def Jam, Fight for You, Sly Raccoon, Ultimadesia. You might notice, by the way, there's quite a few Capcom games on this collection. So, just saying. Obviously, another hack game. We Love Cat and Mario, a very weird game. Simpsons Hit and Run is still my top 40. For how long, we don't know, but it's gonna fall out soon. Because obviously, more common games: God of War, Yakuza, Blood Rain 2, Shadow Colossus. These are my 40 most expensive games I own. So this, I think, is everything here is at least £20 or up. But roughly, if we don't do some basic mathematics, we've got close to £1,000 worth, if ever £1,000 worth of games just in these 40 games right here. Because if we want to do mathematics, 95, 90. 75, 65, 60, 65, all 65. So those top 7 games alone, if I do basic mathematics, 260, 335, 425, that is 515 the top 7 games alone. So there's definitely £1,000 worth here. If you want to do the whole collection, 2 to 3 grand maybe. Maybe 2 grand, maybe 3 grand, maybe a bit strong, but definitely 2 grand here. So this has very much been a small episode this week, because obviously we're just off the heels of OLL, where I dropped a lot of money. Obviously I just spent about 60 quid on wood, so what's the future hold? There is an impromptu CEX visit to a previous CEX store sometime in the next 2 weeks. I'm trying to get a certain game. Obviously I don't want to tell you what I'm trying to go for, because you never know, it won't be there when I turn up, but it's been there for about a week or so that's going to be happening very soon. I will record and film me basically doing, like, not the whole thing, but step-by-step guides of what I'm going to build this. I'll probably be building this in the next 2 to 3 weeks. There's no rush on that, because these games can just sit in the corner if need be. More future videos. I'm trying to think what I've got planned, because okay, I have started a little pet project. It will not be coming out anytime soon. This is probably my biggest project to date. I've always wanted to do game reviews. I've started doing a game review. If I do this and finish it, it's going to be a reasonably long episode. We're talking like 40 minutes long. Do I do game reviews? Do I do more game reviews in the future? Yes and no. This is not going to be a common thing. This is going to be just when I feel like it. Also, I've got to actually genuinely want to play the game. And this is a childhood favourite game, and I want to give the game as much justification as possible. Try and go into detail. It might bore people, but I'm going to try and give it my all. There will be a top 10 sometime this month. Just that'll be a standalone video, just to give my opinion. Will be the top 10 fighting games? I'm not entirely sure, because I really want to go back to a lot of those games and see if my opinions have changed. As I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It's going to be very hard to take that out of my heart as number 1, but there is a game at the moment I have started playing that's coming very close. And I've forgotten how one of these games actually is amazing. I've also got to try and find out what the rules count for that fighting game, because do we include wrestling as fighting games? Probably not. No, I'm probably going to go for a no on that. So that's all for this episode. Once again, thank you for watching. For those who have subscribed, thank you for subscribing. The future's bright at the moment. I'm genuinely enjoying this. We're now into our 3rd month of doing this. Once again, we tried to aim for 1 episode a week. The last 2 or 3 weeks, we have been knocking out 2 to 3 episodes. That's because everything's been happening at once, between going to Peterborough Hunting the same day, OLL, where we got 3 videos knocked out. Thank you very much, Dave, for that. We're going to probably go down to 1 video a week, plus maybe mini videos. It's all about, obviously, work schedules, budget, and timing. So, yes, I do also watch other channels. I watch Dan's channel very much. My friend of the channel, Colin, you've seen him in a couple of videos. He's thinking about doing YouTube himself. So if he does, we'll give you a shout out. We'll tell you where to go if you want to go watch his. Because obviously I mentioned he collects PSP, Wii U games, but he also collects. He is literally the collector of everything. So anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please like, please comment. I do reply to every comment that isn't some kind of like a... we had one comment which was just blatantly spam from a Japanese person, because Dan got the exact same one with the exact same comment, so it was clearly spam. But I do reply to genuine comments. I have made some friends doing this already from other YouTube channels, so I mean, it's going well so far. I mean, I'm enjoying it, and I'm just prattling on right now, just speaking up the nonsense. But hopefully, Dave might cut some of this out. If not, he's not getting paid. Nah, I'm joking. He's not getting paid at all. Joke's on him. He's not getting paid at all. Also, one of my best friends does say I do a lot of laughing in these videos. That's because I'm genuinely laughing. I'm genuinely quite giggly. This is me. I'm not putting on some kind of charade. This is legit me. Nothing's fake here. Some of our jokes are not planned. None of the jokes are planned. Dave literally all the jokes in the videos, Dave just springs on me, and I legit watch it first time around, and he tries to crack me, and he's cracked me every episode at least once or twice. Especially with South Park jokes, because I'm a massive fan of South Park. Anyway, I'm really sidetracking. Have a good day. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the future. Bye.